You're like 35 years old living with your mother.
Ow, yeah. Let's correct it, though, boo-boo. My mother lives with me, sweetheart.
Oh, my.
A man leaves a messy relationship and creates a new one by leaving a friend hanging on a phone bill. Barista Andre Butler is suing his former best friend for cell phone bills and a cancellation fee. Defendant Ronald Archie says the plaintiff canceled the service without notice. Now it's Joe time.
Let's see. Mr. Butler, you're suing your friend, Mr. Archie. You say he owes you for some cell phone bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
And for a cancellation fee. And you, Mr. Archie, say you don't owe your friend anything because he canceled the service in the middle of a month without notice to you.
Well, actually, sir,
All right.
I'm not...
I'm just trying to don't go anywhere with it. I'm just trying to make sure I understand where you two are coming from on your complaint and your defense. Now, Mr. Butler, you first.
Well, me and Ronald have been friends for about 5 or 6 years or so. Back in November, he came to me with some sob story about his boyfriend beating him up and him getting put out of the apartment that they shared. He had to move back in with his mom, and he needed a phone line because he was looking for a job. And I felt sorry for him, as a good friend would do. I opened up a phone line for him. Every month since I opened the phone line, he was late with his payments. January, his grandmother died. I felt sorry for him, so I told him, you know, pay me when you can. But that was for the month of January. February came, he paid late. March came, I just got aggravated, and I cut his line off. I temporarily suspended his line. I didn't, you know, completely cancel it until mid-April.
Sending a message.
Yeah. I sent him several messages on Facebook. I texted him. I called him. I sent him messages on AIM. No response. He finally sent me some voicemail message saying that he understands that he owed me money and he's going to give me a few dollars for the late fees, and that's it. That is what it is. And...
Look, were you going to send the late fees to the credit bureau, you know, and...
I mean, he owes me more than just the late fees.
30-day latenesses, etc.?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much do you say he owes you?
I would say about $484.76. He owes me $154 for the month of March, and he owes me the $275 cancellation fee, and with all the taxes and fees added on to that...
$275?
Yes. The taxes and fees added on to that cancellation fee was...
$330.42.
Yes.
That's on your sworn accounting. All right, now I think your original agreement was that he was supposed to pay the principal basic bill that would be his share, $125 every month, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have the floor.
All right. First off, I didn't come to the plaintiff asking for anything. We were friends for the amount of time, really good friends. And I was going through a really, you know, messed up time. And he came to me, and he knew this, and he offered. He said, look, I know you need a phone. I'll give you a line. When he initially offered, I declined because I understand this is what happens. This is what happens when you involve money and friendship. Because, you know, partnership is a leaky ship.
No one's going to offer a phone line. I'm not going to offer my credit to someone. That's
really?
What?
Because your cousin got the same line.
That's my cousin.
Ow,
my
yeah.
cousin.
Stop.
That's my cousin.
Stop. Time
so,
out.
like I was saying...
Referee calls time out. Look, watch the language. There is this problem that it's done under California and U.S. law, and there are some general prohibitions against the use of certain types of language.
I apologize, Your Honor.
All right? Now.
All right. He initially came to me and said he offered. I said no, because I knew where it was going to lead. But I did need this. I needed it. I did need it. And he gave it to me. Now
you're out there in the water. Somebody throws you a life preserver. You grab.
Usually that's
you
what you do.
Get your line into communications with everybody else left on the boat, all right?
So, I don't dispute that there's a debt, sir. There's definitely a debt. I had this phone.
Very, very eloquent, by the way. Go right ahead.
Thank you.
Keep going.
My issue, though, is...
You're copping a good plea.
No, my issue is the amount. I contacted Mr. Butler and was like, listen, My phone is cut off after I contacted AT&T. He did it to me with no notice, and I understand his frustration because it's a cell phone. That's the last bill I'm going to pay because it's a cell phone.
Reading the headlines
Yeah, it's the last bill you're going to pay because it's not your name.
He was trying
No,
to
it's
help
not
you
that.
out.
Eventually, I did say I needed the service, so he did it. Again, like I said, it's the cell phone. That's the last bill I'm going to pay. We're in a
Because it's
recession.
not in your name, so of course it's the last bill you're going to pay.
And
No.
it's an iPhone 4, and it's $150
If you were in a
bill.
recession, then you should have went to Metro PCS, not AT&T.
Well, I'm actually with Verizon now,
Oh,
so.
congratulations.
Yeah.
You got Verizon in your name?
Sure do, with 5 lines.
Good, congratulations. You should have had
Thanks.
5 lines with AT&T. Oh, no, you were writing them bad checks, right?
I was
That's what
writing
it
them bad
was.
checks.
How perfectly thrilling.
Ooh. Yes. This from the man who hasn't had cable in months, years even in his own name.
Years? My cable's always in my name. I actually just
Really?
moved. That's why I
know
don't
you
have
just
cable.
moved.
I don't need cable.
You didn't have
is-
cable when you lived up the block from me. Like,
I didn't
dude,
need
don't.
cable. I was never home.
Okay.
Cable, we're talking about a cell phone
Your
bill, not
Honor, like
cable.
I said.
You
You
still live
two
with your
wouldn't
mother,
have
so
done
you
well
should
on a
have cable in
frontier.
your
Let me put it that way.
Your Honor, like I
You're
said.
talking about someone that lives with their mother.
I don't dispute.
You're like 35 years old living with your mother. I have
Well,
my own apartment,
You're right.
my own car.
You're right, Diggy.
Like, where are you
You're
going?
absolutely right.
Where you going?
You're right.
As old as you is
Actually,
living with your mama.
let's correct it, though. Boo, boo.
Correct what?
My mother lives with me,
Oh,
sweetheart.
your mother lives with him.
I don't dispute the
Rating
debt.
points are a good thing. I couldn't do any better asking questions. But
I don't dispute the debt. My dispute is,
So when were you going to pay this debt that you don't dispute?
I called you and I said
When
I'm
did
going
you
to
call
get
me? After I turned your phone off?
Didn't he just say when I got my
After
new?
I turned his phone
and
off.
and that
After I've been
same
playing
day,
phone tag with him for a month.
That same day, you was playing phone tag with me for
For
a
a
month. But you know where I live?
I'm not
Since
gonna
I
come
live
to
with
your
my
house.
mother.
I have an anger management problem. I might have just punched you in your face coming
Really?
to your house. Yeah.
Really? You think it would have been that easy?
It would have been that easy, trust me.
Okay. If that was the case, you would have did it already.
Speak to the judge.
All right, so.
it was saving me from work. I mean, you know, hey. I didn't
All right,
have to
so,
think
Your Honor,
about
like
it
I said, I don't dispute the debt. I definitely don't dispute the
hey.
debt. My issue is the amount. You're not going to tell, after I called him
You
and
don't
said,
dispute the obligation.
Exactly.
You dispute the amount
The
of
amount.
the alleged,
And
the
that's-
alleged amount of the debt.
yes,
The debt you dispute, the obligation you don't.
exactly.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown.
The full month of March, no. You cut me off in the middle of the
I'm not
month.
suing you for the month of March. I'm suing you for the bill that was due March 8th, which is from February to March.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, well,
The defendant in this case says the plaintiff knew he was going through a messed up time and offered him a phone. He says he knew mixing money with friendship was a mistake, but he needed the phone. Let's see what the judge has to say.
Okay, so your question then is, what is the amount of the obligation that is my righteous debt?
yes. And again, I admit, I paid the bill in full, but it was late. So the late fees, definitely, that's my responsibility. The full month of March, no. You cut me off in the middle of the
I'm not
month.
suing you for the month of March. I'm suing you for the bill that was due March 8th, which is from February to March.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, well. So you suing for February bill?
Yeah, that's the bill that's due March 8th. That's the bill I'm suing you for.
All right, because I thought AT&T bills you a month
No.
in advance. Oh,
That's the
okay.
problem. You think too much.
You're right.
Oh my. Well, let's see. You have to use the service. It's kind of like somebody gets you a car, but do they agree to fill the tank up every time you go to the gas station? And what you put in the tank, you have to pump the gas and then see what the pump says. Well, that's kind of the same thing with a cell phone bill. So the monthly bill, $154.34, is what comes up when you add in the access fee, excise taxes, and all of that kind of peripheral stuff they don't talk about too much. And then the $330.42 that we come up with, which is where you have the problem, I think. seems to come from the termination fee, which is specified in this agreement that AT&T has with the plaintiff, and also taxes and late charges that had been accruing. So it looks like it all adds up $484.76. You have to be careful with those digits with a dollar sign in front of them. They'll sneak right up on you and bite you. So you just got bit. That'll be your award, $484.76 and your cost.
Oh, Ms. Courtland,
All right.
recess. The defendant said it, when you mix money and friends, this happens. And it did happen and spilled out all over us. Entertaining, but costly for the defendant. Plaintiff wins.